Today we're sharing 10 Catholic books that we really wish we had read sooner.
These are ones that we had always heard were really good, but were just slow to get to read.
Yeah, so we were late to the book party for these, which is a real shame because yes, indeed, they are very good. They have enlightened us, inspired us, and challenged us.
And they've all helped us grow in our faith, so we definitely wanted to share them with you today. So let's go ahead and get started.
So we want to let you know up front that this is a real mix of books. We've got fiction, we've got theology, we've even got history.
And most of these are written by Catholic authors, though some of them aren't, but they still are on Catholic topics, and we still found all of them very helpful.
Number 1 is Death Comes for the Archbishop by Willa, Cather, which is fiction, but it's based on the true story of the first Archbishop of New Mexico, Jean-Baptiste Lemay. So honestly, the title of this one never appealed to me, so I put off reading it for years and years, which was a mistake because this is a masterpiece. It is a beautifully written story of love and faith and friendship and suffering, and it really highlighted for me what a treasure our Catholic faith really is.
So book number 2 is The Story of a Soul, of course written by Saint Therese. Now, she is my confirmation saint, but I don't think I actually read this book for the first time until I was in high school. And I do wish that I had read it earlier, got to read her book in her words and hear her talk about her little way of doing small things with great love. It's such a simple concept, but it has such great spiritual benefits. And I think anyone of any age can benefit from learning about it and practicing it.
Number 3 is Bearing False Witness by Rodney Stark. He is a college professor and a Protestant, and basically he wrote this book to debunk a lot of the anti-Catholic history myths that are out there. He said he was tired of people getting the facts all wrong and he wanted to set the record straight, so he wrote this book. And it was so helpful, so eye-opening for me to read it. I really wish more people would read it so they could understand the truth of history, and I wish I had read it sooner.
So book number 4 is Pontious Pilot by Paul Maier. And this one is a historical fiction novel, but it paints a very vivid portrait of what life was like in the time of Christ. And it also helps sort of unravel all the different players going on, because we know Jesus and we know the apostles, but obviously there are a lot of other people in that story. And so the author does a really good job of explaining who they all were and what they were doing and what motivated them. So I remember this book gave me a lot of understanding and insight when I first read it, which really did help me in the future, especially with doing the Bible in a year with Father Mike, because I was familiar with a lot of the names and the people and a lot of the things that they did.
Number 5 is The Lamb's Supper by Dr. Scott Hahn. So this one deals with the book of Revelation in the Bible and how it ties into the Catholic Mass. Before I read this book, the book of Revelation was always a little bit confusing for me, but Dr. Hahn explains it also beautifully. It's so easy to understand. And so this answered a lot of my questions. It was very helpful. And yeah, I just, wish I had read it back in 1999 when it was first published.
So book number 6 is Rome, Sweet Home, another Scott Hahn book. But this one I remember I read for school, and I did find it to be very helpful. Now, we live in the Bible Belt of the Deep South, and a lot of people down here have some very interesting and sometimes crazy ideas about the Catholic Church and what it teaches. So this book gives you some insight into why they might think that and where they got some of those ideas, why they think that some of these things are true. So it was very interesting to read all about that. And this book is also an excellent reminder as to why change is always possible.
Number 7 is The Hidden Power of Kindness by Father Loris Lavasic. I just read it a couple of months ago. It's around here somewhere. So this one I'd always heard was really, really good, but every time I tried to read it, I felt like his writing style was a little bit old-fashioned. However, recently the time was right for me to revisit this, and it was so good. I quickly got used to his writing style and his sense of humor shown through, and it was such a great read. Definitely wish I had gotten this one sooner.
So book number 8 is How to Make Great Decisions by Father Mike Schmitz. We could not find our copy of this book, so it is here with us in spirit. But this book is excellent if you are anything like me and struggle in making decisions. Father Mike gives you all kinds of helpful tips and strategies that you can use when you're faced with the decisions of your everyday life or even much bigger, important decisions. And he does it all with such kindness and lays everything out in a way that is so easy to understand. So this book is wonderful, it is easily understandable, and I would highly recommend it.
Number 9 is The Imitation of Christ by Thomas A. Kempis. Yes, this is a classic. Yes, this is on everyone's recommended reading list, and yet we resisted it here for many years. I don't know why. You know, when someone recommends something to you over and over and over again, sometimes you can feel resistant. However, recently we read that this was St. Teresa's favorite book. In fact, I think it was the only book she owned, and she just read it over and over and over again. So that was highly motivating for us to pick it up. I read this one as an audiobook with Father Joe Roche, which we mentioned in this video, and his commentary and his reading, it was just so beautiful, so helpful. So many spiritual lessons in this one. It probably would have behooved me to have read this sooner.
So book number 10 is The Real Story, Understanding the Big Picture of the Bible. Now this book is short, but it is such a great book. It takes all the different events and people in the Bible and shows how they all fit together to fulfill God's plan for salvation. It's very easy to read, very easy to understand. And so if you've ever gotten confused or overwhelmed when reading the Bible, like so many of us have, then this book is there for you. It is absolutely going to help you out.
And now it's your turn. Let us know down in the comments, what are some Catholic titles that you wish you had gotten to sooner?
So we hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.